It's cold. The worst thing that you want to do is leave your little warm bed, but you're not dead yet. So you got to leave your bed. Okay, here we go. We're going to start today with the ultimate core. Okay, I've done this before, but I'm going to take it right on around. There's about 13 moves. Anyway, you'll see how smoothly it goes. I want to again show you that while I'm exercising for this hour, see this? This is a daylight lamp. Okay, you can find them many places. They're not very expensive. It gets, on the dark days, it gets light into your eyes. That's what's really important. All right. First thing I'm going to do when it's very cold, number one, on Wednesday, I'm barefooted. That's kind of an important thing, y'all, because it helps us work on our toe mobility. It helps us work on the whole foot bed. And if you've ever had plantar fasciitis, had any kind of toe issues, it's a thing. You don't ever think about your foot until you have problems. So, see what I did? I just put my little stepping pad. Now this one is thicker. I introduced a couple of days ago. And you see what I have here? I have my pole, okay? Because I can take it right with me. There's a reason why canes, walking sticks, whatever you want to call them, there's a reason why they work. So use them if you need to. And when you're feeling a little wonky, for sure use them. But here's the deal. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm doing this very, I'm not like jumping into something. I'm stepping on a very spongy pad. If you're not ready to do that, just step forward, swing your leg front to back, and come down. That's all. Okay? Let me encourage you that when we're warming up with these repetitive moves, I'm putting a repetitive move today, right now, with a balance maneuver. Okay? So the minute I put my foot here, I'm pulling my tummy in. I'm bracing. When I go to lift this foot, I am straight over my knee, my ankle. See this? I'm not in back of it. I'm not in front of it. I'm not hunching. I'm dropping my shoulders. I'm breathing through my nose. I take a step. And when I get ready to push off that toe, this knee is soft. Why? Because I want you to activate the muscles around the knee. Ugh. And if you don't soften your knee, you will just lock your leg out. And you use your it's a joint locking type thing, and you use other muscles to stabilize. That's the whole thing. Take a breath and bring it back. Now, back to why I was explaining why I'm doing this. I'm going to do the ultimate core, okay? But I want to be ready to really move into those positions. So again, let's break this down. I'm breathing through my nose. The minute I step onto this very spongy surface, I soften my knee. I say rib cage up. I press gently into my little bar. And if you wanted to make this whole thing more challenging, don't use the bar. See? This is your insurance. This is your kickstand if you need it. But what you're trying to do is stabilize yourself without using this, but it's there. Does that make sense? So right here, the minute you see me put my foot on here, the minute you put your foot on here, if I were with you and you put your foot on here, I would be right here because I would be correcting you here. You hip hinge a little. And then you get your weight right over that knee and that ankle as you swing that foot out, right there. This right here, knee is soft, tight, drop your shoulders. If you aren't using this whole little exercise that I'm doing right now takes on a whole different paradigm. It takes on a whole different picture, okay? But here's the deal. If you're warming up and you've had knee issues and or knees replaced, hips replaced, feet problems, use this so that you don't over lean. And when you use this, don't bear down on it. Let me show you what happens when you bear down on it. You do this. I don't want you to do that. So take it off the floor, keep your knee soft, and then come down. So this little exercise that I've been doing now for a couple of minutes, you start warming up, even on a cold day. Why? Because you're lining yourself up and I'm trying to get you into a position to really use some of your very functional muscles, okay? Which pull on your bone in a functional, better way than doing this all hunched down, pushing down here too much, all of that, okay? Now we're gonna go from a front to back to a step on my pad. I'm gonna keep this here, but I can put it down quickly, see if I need it. I am just cautioning you that when you step in a side to side, like we're doing, if you want to keep that pole in this position, or you're at a wall or a chair, that's the best thing because you've got a safety feature here. So as I come into this move, take big breaths, take big breaths. See, I'm just changing from side to side. And take the time to do some of these. When that foot goes on that bench, or I don't mean bench, on that pillow, my knee is soft. Watch this. Some of you are doing this and you're sliding into that move and you don't even realize you're doing it. And then you wonder why your knee bothers you. So I'm going to step here. I'm going to move my body before I put pressure on the knee and the hip. See, I've unloaded. I'm still unloaded. I'm going to shift here. See how I'm at my toe right here? Now I'm centered. Now I'm going to push up. Okay, so this is kind of an important feature in stair climbing. So right there, you should feel this loading. See the toe? Then you come up, okay? Say rib cage up, breath, step down, and you come down in the whole body, you shift. Now I want to go back up, but before I lift this foot, I'm going to shift. See, my toe is down there. Now my full weight, now I'm going to push up. This is a huge deal, all right? And better motion for your knees. And I might add, we could catapult from this move right here. See, I'll bring my foot over. Now I'm going to shift the weight right here. Now I'm going to use this pole because I'm going to go stand straight up. And then I'm going to try to put that heel down and then I'm going to come back up. So what am I doing? When I come down, as if I were going to shift into this leg, see? Big breath. I am keeping my weight here. And I'm gonna straighten the leg. Don't overbend. The only reason you'll overbend is to try to catch your posture. So don't overbend. So let's start from here again. Shift into this leg as if you were going to step up and over. Now straighten the leg and bring the toe up. Now just touch the heel and come back up. Touch the heel and come back up. Touch the heel, and all you're doing is hip hinging and knee bending. That's it. As if you were going to sit down almost. See, almost going to sit down. See that? And I just touch that heel. And I rely on this pole. And if I wanted to make this extremely challenging, I wouldn't use my pole hardly at all. Try it. It's going to be difficult. See, I just want to gently, after I've warmed up that whole first part of the class, see this? It's a hip hinge, rib cage up, and it's a toe tap. I'm only doing 2 inches. But you know what? It is warming up my whole musculature around my knee. As I come down, when I come up, I'm going to squeeze that gluteal. Take a breath, push the butt back, come down, and come back up. Now shift down, okay? Go over, and all the way to the edge, see? Now shift that weight, so now I'm right here. See, my weight is over this leg. My toe is out here, so I'm going to bring it closer as if I was going to step. So I'm going to come up, and then I want to go down and tap the heel. So some people call this heel taps, okay? And in trying to do a heel tap, they don't realize that they have to hip hinge, and they have to knee hinge. So it's a hip hinge, push your butt back. You're coming down, and you're trying to tap that heel. You're bending, and then you're coming back up. Squeeze that butt down and back up. So when you bend, keep this knee right here. Many of you are going to do this, and you're going to push your knee in here. Don't do that. Keep it open, okay? Take a big breath, back up, hip, right there, hip hinge, knee hinge, right there. Squeeze the gluteal, breath, heel. See, this leg is straight, and this should be heating up, heating up. Don't let that knee go in, don't let the knee go in. Keep it open, touch that heel, just one more. Yay. So you should have felt that here and here primarily. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my little bar on this very cold day, and already doing those minimal moves, but with the whole body, you're already starting to feel warmer, I bet. Okay. So I'm going to just take this, and I'll put it down at some point, but I'm just going to bend forward here, and then I'm going to come back up. I'm getting you ready, okay? I'm getting you ready. I'm bare feet, flat on the floor, and tight tummy, and I'm just pushing the hip back. So when we start to go down, where we're going to go down with our hands to the floor, you got to remember this little move. When you come up, you're squeezing, you're dropping your shoulders, you're breathing through your nose. Yes. This is a beautiful scene I have in front of me. I wish you were here. Maybe yours is beautiful too. Take a breath. Here we go. Always do this before you go into like big major move. Always do these little mini hip hinges. And if you're standing around, or you're just wanting to start moving a little bit to help your back, to help load yourself, to have better mobility, do a gentle hip hinge. When you come up, take your foot and just move it to the back. Now, caution, those of you who are a little unsure on your feet, When you do that move, you gotta have your pole down. Okay, hip hinge, drop your chin. We'll do the same move, same leg. So I'm gonna use my pole if I need to, okay? But when I come up, then you shift and you keep this toe forward, but this leg goes all the way across your midline into the back, okay? And then shift it forward. Here we go, other leg. Hip hinge, take a big breath. Come back up. Use your pole if you need to. Shift that foot way back to the other side if you can. If that is difficult, only go back. That's fine. Just go back. Point is, you gotta move your feet in different directions while you're maintaining good neutral spine. Got it? So hip hinge, come up, shift back. Don't move your foot in the front. Shift it back. Hip hinge, come up, and just draw a little circle back there. So you don't really lift your foot, which will be helpful. All right. Big breath. One last one. Hip hinge, you're pushing your butt back. As you come up, you're going to draw that circle and you're going to go back here as far as you can, and then you're going to push your hip forward and then come back. Here we go. Hip hinge, little, come up, draw that circle, come all the way back behind. And if you need to use this at any time, of course, do that, okay? Now I'm going to put my bar right there on my chair, and we're going to start. This is the ultimate core. It's going to take us through a sequence of movement, all right? And I'm just telling you, I'm going to go ahead and get in the ground. I'm going to get onto the ground. You don't have to. You can do every bit of it. When I go on down to the ground, you just put your hands in the chair. You can do every bit of it from the chair, basically, okay? But I'm trying to encourage you to move systematically, carefully, get yourself into the ground, on the floor, and then back up. That's the whole goal with, this is called the ultimate core, okay? So I'm just gonna stand here, and I'm gonna take my hands straight up. See that? Bring it back down. Get your stance, drop your shoulders. And when you come up and you keep your shoulders down, it's a whole different kind of move. And I'm just gonna go over my head. I'm tucking in my elbows. My feet are totally grounded. I'm pushing the hips forward as I bring the hands back. See that? Then I'm going to come out of that. And I'm just going to bend forward. We've already practiced, haven't we? You soften your knees. They're not bent. They're softened. You come down. Now, here, if you're going to do this on the chair, you can just put your hands on the chair. That's perfectly fine. But if you're going to go down with me, then you come right on down. Once you've reached the ground, straighten those legs, okay? Then I'm going to just bend, and I'm going to move one leg back. I'm going to move one leg back and go to my knee. You don't have to go to your knee. You don't have to go to your knee. Yeah, you could be in a plank right now. Okay, because then I'm going to move this leg back. And I'm going to go into my plank. Okay? So I'm doing modified versions. You could have gone straight to this. That would have been fine. With one leg. Put your knees down. You're going to hold that for 10 seconds. Then you're going to just lay right on down. You're going to put your forehead all the way down. You're going to get your butt down as far as you can go with it. All the way down. Lay your feet down. Then pull your feet back in. See how my toes are in here? Just like that. Being right down. I'm going to go all the way down now, just like I'm diving in. Then I'm going to press up as far as I can press up. Put your shoulders down. Take a big breath. Then come back down. Big breath. Then I'm going to come up. And I could have gone straight from that to my butt up position, but I'm showing you a modification. And I can show it to you on the chair next time. We're going to do 3 of these. Here we go. Toes are in. Then I'm going to push my butt up. Okay? And I can do this from the chair, no problem. Then when I'm going to get up, I'm going to put one leg forward. Okay? So just put one leg forward. This is our modification. Take a big deep breath. Then you come back. Then you come up. Knees are soft. Do not come up with straight legs here. Knees are soft. Then you put your hands on your legs, and then you come straight up, and you end the very way we started. Keep your elbows in, push your hands back, 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 bring it back down. Basically, you're trying to take your whole body through a great range of motion, okay? Utilizing core strength. And I modified it a little bit. I'm going to do it now on the chair with you. So I'm going to stand here. I'm going to take a big breath. I'm going to come up. I'm going to go back as far as I can with my elbows up above my head, pushing my hips forward. Big breath, big breath, big breath. I'm going to come from that down. My knees are soft. If you're doing this on the floor, then your hands are going to go straight down to the floor. So I'm doing it on the chair with those of you who want to do it on the chair. So you're right here, or your hands are on the floor. Then you take and slide one leg back, drop your shoulders, and you're holding here, and then you go back with the other leg. So now we're in one of those basic moves that we have to do pretty much every day, just to give a workload to your core. So once you've done that, then you come back in, you go down as far as you can, put your forehead toward the seat of the chair, straighten your legs again or bend them as far down as you can. And as a matter of fact, you could go up and then back down as much as possible. And then your hands go back on the chair or on the floor. And you drop those hips. Now you go into that hyperextension. So I'm showing you this to do from the chair. Then you bring that butt back up. And you bring the other leg in. Just like that. Then you bring the other leg in. Just like that. And then you straighten those legs. And you come down as far as you can to that seat chair. And if you were on the floor, you would be right here. Okay? Then you soften the knees as you come up. Okay? Always soften the knees as you come up. And then you bring those hands up over and you reach out just as far as you can, or keep the elbows together, whichever one is going to work for you. But you're reaching your hands over your head and your elbows are trying to go to the ceiling. Take a big deep breath, come back out of that. Yay. So that was one of the big, that was the 13 moves to get you around the circle of the ultimate core. Once you've done that, you slip your leg back here. See this? This is where you might want to have your polo or your chair. So in a mobility work, if you're trying to do a workload to really push your mobility, After you come out of something like that, I'm going to use one of the very same moves that we used on the whole ultimate core. When I'm standing here, all I'm going to do is slip my leg back as far as I can go. That's why you got to have this. So in order to make it all the way around that horn, all the way around that 13 moves to get us down and around, then you slip into a step back. So what is this? I've been hammering on this. You got to be able to do this motion smoothly, with confidence, without wiggling your leg. So what I would be doing if I were with you would be focused on, yeah, are your feet in the correct position? Absolutely. But I would be focusing on this front leg, okay? Now, I'm doing all this as somebody who has replaced joints. This is my knee replacement. This is my hip replacement, okay? My goal is to be able to move from point A to B to C all the way around smoothly. Because, why? Drop your shoulders. I'm going to take the other leg back. We're doing one and then the other, okay? I'm going to move the leg back without losing my balance. And how do you do that safely? You always, always have a safety net. A pole, a chair, a wall. Take a big breath through your nose. See, I'm pushing through that heel right now, pushing through it. And all I've done thus far in this whole mobility work is step back. I haven't even done a lunge because that's our end goal here. So now I'm going to lift my heel. Now I'm going to push that knee down. And I can use a pole or not. Try to do it without the pole as much as possible. Take a big deep breath. Okay, now all I'm going to do is go back to my heel and back. See, I pushed my heel down. Now I rotate forward to the front of the foot and I go down as far as I can. But I'm hanging out here as steady as possible. Watch this front knee. Don't let it sink on you. Keep it right in line with your shoulder. That's the goal. Okay, pushing that knee down behind. See, we're just holding. We're not doing fast work. We're not doing, lots of heavy weight. We're using our body weight. And I'm trying to get you to be good and solid and smooth, holding these moves. Why? Because it gives you better mobility. Now bring that leg up, put that heel down, take a breath through your nose. Yes. See, I'm trying to do this without. Now I'm going to bring that back leg up. Got it? I know it. Okay, take a big breath. Yeah, you're firing a lot of muscles. That's why you are like, oh, I can't catch my breath. Yes, you can. Breathe in through your nose. Tighten your tummy. Okay, drop your shoulders. Now I'm going to slip the other leg back. And I'm really hammering on this move. This is the backward step into a lunge. And it's a very important move for anybody past 50 to be able to do smoothly. So I'm going to take my foot back. And at first you'll take it back a little bit and you're feeling like, oh, it's okay. But I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and use your pole and slip back further. I know. Make sure you can hold your hands on something solid, okay? Now, take a big breath, but drop your shoulders. You have to be braced. That's different than sucking in your belly button. Very different. Take a breath. Now, lift your heel and back. Bring that knee down. Bring that knee down. Use the pole if you need to. If you feel yourself wonking out here, or dropping the knee in to the middle. Don't drop it into the middle. You want it to be in line with your shoulder as your knee goes down. Now I'm going into those very flexed toes. Okay, yeah. I'm going down further as far as I feel I can. Take a breath without shoving my whole body forward too much. You're going to come forward some, that's okay. Take a breath as long as you're coming forward from your hip, from your hip, from your hip, from your hip. Breath, take that knee down, take a breath. Hang out here for just a second. Use your pole if you get off balance. Stay down there with me, stay down there with me. This is a so important one, especially if you have hips and knees replaced. Okay, tighten tummy. Use your pole anytime you need to. Drop your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. And now slide it forward. Okay? Holly, how you doing? Okay? I hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing all right. I can't really see a lot of you. But we're doing good. Very good on our time. So now I'm going to take my little spongy pad. Okay? So I'm slipping into this session with the ultimate core. Some elements of essential moves for longevity. A little bit different, but I'm doing it using a pad. And now, one of the moves that we have on the ultimate core is we have to go from one foot back to back up quickly. So I put you up on a pad, drop your shoulders, okay, tighten, take a breath, use this if you need to. And if you've got your feet on that balance pad, you probably will need this. Okie dokie. Slide that leg back as far as you can. Don't step out. Don't step out. No, don't step out. Toes are forward. Knees are forward. Drop your shoulders. Okay, now press down, and come back up. Yeah, try to get to do these moves on a very compromising surface, smoothly. See, I'm going to go into a crouch. I'm going to bring that leg back. So this is actually one of the very moves that we're in quickly to go from one leg to the other in the ultimate core that we just did 2 times. I did it 1 time with the chair and 1 time standing. Okay, now I'm going to bring the leg back up. Now, in order for me not to fall off this thing and lose my balance, when I bring this leg back, I probably should use this. Or I know that I can go from here to here quickly. You have to have enough strength to do that. And if you don't, this is what you do instead. See, I'm way back here. I have a chair here that I could grab and put my hand on. I have a pole. Drop your shoulders, take a breath. Now press hard into the foot, okay? Tighten, and you're gonna come just a little, like halfway. And then you bring it up. That will get your confidence up. It's great to see all these super duper fit people doing all their stuff. It's quite a different thing when you put yourself in there and you try to do, you go from this move, that's a way back, wide open move, way back. You're on a spongy surface. You're trying not to lose your balance. I'm talking you through the trainer's tips on how to do this and do it in a progression so you don't lose your balance and get all freaked out. Oh, I'm never going to do that move again. See, just right here, tight tummy. I'm going to go from all the way back here to all the way up onto the pad. But if I'm not ready, I got to use this and I got to go halfway and then come up. See that? So I hope that helps some of you. Because some of you, when you go through a knee replacement, a hip replacement, oh my goodness, you got to get these muscles back again. So let's do it one more time. Plus, I'm trying to give you ideas to get yourself on this pad. If you can just get on this pad from, I don't know, 2 minutes to even 5 minutes, that would be so phenomenal. If you would do that every day, you'd start getting stronger. And see, while I'm talking to you, I'm shifting. from my toes to my heels. You don't know that. You don't see it, but that's what I'm doing. My toes are splayed. Yeah, and then I'm moving back and forth. Yeah, just like that. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. Try to do it without the pole, but it's there. It's right there. That's why I'm not doing it up here. I'm doing it so the pole is here, because when you start going, whoo, you go quick, right? Okay, you ready? First, breath. Shift. Second. Then take that foot back as far as you feel you can. And then once you've made contact, slide it back a little more. I know it. Take a breath. Yeah. Breath. Now bend that knee down as far as you feel you can and then come back. So now we're adding that. See that backward lunge step. It has so many components to what we need to have for balance that would take me a while to go through them. But the big one is opening here, easing up your back, strengthening the muscles around your knee. See that, just that little pulse down I did? Yeah. And you can go to the heel and then back to the flexed toes. And you can do it without the bar or with the bar. Drop your shoulders. If you start fading, you know, put your pole down. Okay, you ready? Now I'm going to go from all the way back to all the way up. Use your pole to keep you straight on, or your chair, or both. Take a breath. Pull. And you're right up there. Got it? Okay, other leg. Then we'll be moving on. Big breath. You take that breath. First thing you do, shut your mouth. Pull in through your nose. Try to blow up your diaphragm. Don't lift your shoulders. Right here. And then push in. Okay, ready? Other leg is going to go out. Use the pole down just to get you there. Here we go. Right there. I'm going to go all the way back as far as I can now. Okay, back. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Yeah. Heel is down. Yes. Now I'm going to bend that knee in back. Bend the knee. Bend the knee. Come down. Come down. Come down. Yeah, it'll feel different because you've got your foot up here is lifted 2 inches. Okay. You'll come forward a little bit. Just make sure you're coming forward from your hip. And then come back up. And then drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Take a breath. Try to do it without the pole for just even a couple of seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come back up. One more time. Here we go. Down. Big breath. You should feel it right here. You should feel it in your legs. Yes. Take a big breath. Rib cage up. Drop it a little more. Then put the heel down. Now you're going to try to come from the back foot up. Big breath. Yay. All right. Take your bar. We've really worked on those hips. Now we're going to work shoulders. Okay. Now, if you want to make this challenging for your balance, take as wide a stance as you can on your little challenging balance pad. Got it? Soften your knees. Got it? I want you to take one arm, I don't care which, but let's check your stance. You should be able to slide from your heels to your toes pretty easily, okay? So that means I'm on all 4 corners of my foot. You got it? Big breath, drop your shoulders, shift into the ball of the foot, down into the heels. You're not lifting your heels, you're shifting. You're just simply shifting the weight. You could lift your toes, you could lift your heels, but you're not. See, that shifting is a big deal, okay? Now, drop the shoulders, take big breaths with the nose. Your knees are soft, almost bent. Then you take one side of your pole, one hand on the side of your pole, Put it across your forehead. Now drop your shoulders. Now bring that hand on the top of your head. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Now bring that hand back as far as you can behind your head. Yeah, you'll take the bar over to the other side of the shoulder. Now take the elbow out. Keep your knees soft. Breath, shifting from the toes to the heels. Toes to the heels. Take a breath, drop your chin. Big breath, the hand comes up, up, back, over. Wasn't that fun? Okay, drop your shoulders. Here we go. My feet are totally in contact with this little pad. I am shifting back and forth, even side to side you can try, okay? Now the other hand is gonna come up across your forehead. And right now, if I were with you, I would come over and I would push on your elbow because some of you are doing this. Yeah, you want your elbow out. Then your hand is gonna go on top of the head. Stay grounded. Toes, heels. Okay, breath. Now your hand is gonna go behind your head. And the elbow is gonna do what? It's gonna stay open. Breath. Shift yourself. Toe, heel. Keep your feet down. Yeah, go behind your head. Hang out there for just a few seconds. Big breath. Big breath. Toe, heel, toe, heel. Come back up to the top of the head. Keep your elbow open. Then come to the forehead. Then down. Okay? That wasn't so bad, was it? Okay, hang your heel off of the front of the pillow, off the front of the balancing disc, okay? And I'm warning you, when you do that, you gotta put your pole down. So when you shift your heel hanging off the front edge of your pillow, let me go back here so you can see what I'm doing. I think you can see. See that? And I put my heel down there. That right there will throw you. So put this down, number one. But the very first thing you do after the number one of putting your pole down, gently soften your knee. Yes, breath. Drop your shoulders. See, I'm telling myself these things. Okay, so you drop your toe to the floor, and then you hip hinge and you pull that toe up as far as you can, and then you press it down, and then you pull it up and you press it down. So see, I'm going from a hip hinge to a straight up down stance, to a neutral stance, I'll say that. Now, when you bend your knee right here, this is kind of crucial. When you hip hinge and you start to bring that toe up, watch what's happening to this knee. Some of you are letting your knee fade out that way. Okay, don't do that. Keep your toes pretty straight. Push back, pull the toe up, drop, stand up. Here we go. Pull up, pull it up really hard, and then drop. Okay, now try to stay pretty neutral. Now that you've got the movement, pull that toe up as if you were going to try to touch the shin bone right there. Yes. And so I'm not trying to take you to fatigue or anything like that. I'm wanting you to find those muscles. Because anytime you find yourself on a stair that you can anchor yourself and put your hand down, do some of these tibialis anterior moves. And that's what this is to get stronger through your ankle so you pick your feet up. Does that make sense? Okay, drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. I'm going to the other side. And again, you may be holding this like this, and then you willy-nilly put your foot out here. You're going to find yourself maybe in the floor. You got to prep for these moves. Just know to move smarter. You don't go harder. You hip hinge. You tighten your tummy. See, you get this in place if you need it. You shift. You put your heel on the edge and you drop your toe. Keep your knee soft here, right here. Okay, and then we're going to hip hinge and go down and then come up and the toes down. We're going to hip hinge a tiny bit, not a lot, and then we're going to go down. And we're going to try to pull those toes up. As a matter of fact, if you had a band and you could put it on the front of the toe, that would be good. Just really pull. Pull that right up to the shin. Okay, and again, we're not trying to do big fatigue type stuff. You got to find, if you had your knee replaced, I can tell you the nerves that you're going to feel, even though you're doing this move, it's like it doesn't feel the same as the other foot. Okay, how do I know this? Because I've had my knee replaced. And I can tell you it's a different sensation. And you got to make yourself do these moves so that you retain ankle integrity, mobility. Then you work at smoothing them out. Okay? And heck, if you did these, if you took one of these moves that I did today and go into it, not fast, and come back out of it for 2 minutes all through your day, then pick another move and do the next one the next day, you would get so smooth at this. How do I know? Watch a kid when he starts to feed himself. It's not a pretty sight, is it? But after a long time going through that move, we get pretty smooth at shoveling food in, don't we? Take a breath. I hope you're laughing. See, are you pulling that toe up? You're pulling it hard? I can tell you this one doesn't feel the same. Does not feel the same as the other one. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. One more time. One more time.
I'm learning how to choose the right audio apps for you. Which one you want to use to listen to this?
I triggered something. I don't know. I don't know why. She just started talking to me. Kind of spooks you out, doesn't it? Okay. Bring that pillow up. And you can continue to hold your bar. In fact, I would encourage you that if you are a little wonky, to go ahead and use your bar, okay? Because now we're going to do a true tandem walk. And here's my trainer's tip to you. And see, I'm giving this to those of you out there who might have to pass this kind of a test once in a while. I don't know. I think Tim comes to mind. No, maybe. Sorry, Tim, I had to use your name. Do you see how I'm trying to stay on target? Here's the tip. Soften your knees. Yeah, rib cage up. Little hip hinging. Okay? Just soften them. You don't bend them, but you soften them. See, I'm coming off. And here's the deal. Here's the real deal. If you really wanted to work at this, get some painter's tape and just tape a strip about 6 foot long or 10 foot long. Start at one edge and really walk that line, okay? Take a breath. You can have your hands out. If you want to make it really hard, put your hands across the chest and hesitate. Hesitate. Take a breath. Find the line. Heel to the toe. See, I'm feeling my heel from my toe every time. I want that close. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Here we go. Take a breath. 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 So this is tandem walking. You can make it harder, okay? I'll show you a really good hard way to do it. If you want to really push your balance muscles, get yourself on a line. Make sure it's a straight painter's tape line. You can feel it. Take a breath. Get ready to go. You're going to put one heel over the toe. And then as you're into this, what I want you to do is constant, not hard. I just want to, I'm not even swinging. See, I'm placing one hand over in front of one shoulder across body and then the other. And I just want to walk that line and maintain balance. Stop when you need to, soften your moves. If you feel like you're losing your balance, train yourself, instead of grabbing something, lower your center of gravity, okay? Or step out, okay? Train yourself to do that. It will help you tremendously. And don't do it just once. Do it up to 6 times, okay? So I'm back here, and yeah, I'm doing this with you. This isn't like ding, ding, ding. Okay, no, let's really no, I'm trying to get you to train way down deep. Okay, that takes time. So step back, get back on, regroup, take a breath, get your lineup going, keep your chin tucked. And then if you want to challenge yourself, splay those toes. Don't grip with the toes. Drop your shoulders, okay? Then start the perpetual arm motions. See? Take a breath, keep your knees soft, and it's just continuing. Yes, you can hold for just a second. Then you take the next step. You say rib cage up, do not lean in. Take a breath. The only way you lean in is with the hip. Then you can do it backwards too. That's a real, now I haven't even introduced shutting one eye. I typically will do that. Yeah, shut one eye. I'm telling you, if you want to get better, if you want to get stronger in some of these moves, these are some of the very little things that you can do, okay? So we're going to take our hands. We're going to go wide with our legs, okay? We're going to turn, reach with my knees soft. Don't lock those legs. Don't lock them. Tight tummy, breath. It's forward with one arm, back with the other arm. Bring it here to the middle. This is where we started our whole ultimate core. Then we go forward and back, straighten up, come right here to the middle, forward and back, come right here to the middle, straighten up. I'm going to take and move straight down. My knees are soft. I'm coming right to the floor, and then I straighten my legs. Then I bring myself in just a little further. Then I bring those toes up, one at a time. One at a time. Straight up with the toe, straight up with the toe, straight up. Now bend your knees, come down, come down, come down, come down. Then come straight up. Big deep breaths. Go to your T. Turn. Come back down. Go to your Y. So really bring your rib cage up. Really bring it up. Push your hips forward. Drop your chin. Breath. Breath. Thumbs are pointing back. Breath. Come forward into neutral spine. Then you come right back down here to my W. Right there. Soften up. Open those toes. I'm telling you, ultimate core. Okay? We went all the way around, and then I gave you a few extra things to work on. I know, it hurt me more than you. Tim, you'll pass your sobriety test now. Oh, everything left here. I wanted to take it off. Okay, stop.